Spell casting. The ability to cast a spell is a well-known characteristic of a witch. A spell is a set of words, a formula or verse, a ritual, or a combination of these. The inscription of runes or sigils on objects gave the spell its magical powers. They were cast by the performance of physical rituals, the use of magical herbs as an aid to good fortune, and the gazing at mirrors, swords, and other objects for purposes of divination. Education. The myth of lightning strike needs to be ended. People need to be aware of the myths of lightning strike. It is a challenge for the police, social workers, judiciary, and local politicians to deal with the problem. The fight to end superstition and witchcraft needs to be won by everyone. It is more than just a matter of magic. It is the fight against all types of superstitions and witchcraft in all religions. The fight against superstition is a fight against all forms of witchcraft. Children who are believed to be witches or possessed by evil spirits can be subject to abuse. There have been child murders associated with belief in the supernatural. The problem is serious among immigrant communities of African origin, but other communities are also involved. There is a recommendation to record abuse cases linked to witchcraft. Efforts to combat the problem are hampered by lack of awareness. Children, who are seen as different for a variety of reasons, are at risk of being accused of witchcraft. Children may be beaten or have their eyes rubbed. Sorcery. Witches were more common in other cultures than in the witch hunts of the 14th century. The early Western witches and sorcerers worked for private purposes as compared to the public practice of religion. Witches wanted to gain or preserve health, to acquire or retain property, to protect against natural disasters or evil spirits, to help friends, and to seek revenge. Simple technology was believed to work magic. It was thought that slaughtering an animal could increase fertility. Democratic Republic of the Congo. There were between 25,000 and 50,000 children accused of being witches. Children have been subjected to abuse during religious ceremonies. The police arrested 14 people in April 2008 for using black magic or witchcraft to steal or shrink men's penises to extort money for a cure. The belief in magic warfare technologies in the Eastern Congo increases group efficiency in warfare even if it is not optimal at the individual level. The UAE Agency for International Development funded the 2 short films. The authors of the study think that the belief in witchcraft is still going strong. The weapon of choice was an axe. The brother of the perpetrators was in the city of Johannesburg, far away from the victim's home. The son of the person who committed the crime died in an accident, and he blamed the victim. The brother thought that the woman's illness was due to witchcraft. He may have been overcome by fear and shyness by consuming alcohol. Discussion. The people of Transkei are poor. There are deep-rooted beliefs in tradition. There have been deaths that have been linked to the supernatural. People need to be aware of the dangers of lightning strike. Meanings. Witches are seen as people with supernatural powers. They are seen as ordinary people who practice magic with the help of the supernatural in the West. The Old English word for witch and witchcraft is craft, meaning craft or sorrow, and it was not used for any witch cult that was disorganized or organized. Some people were accused of being witches. The modern English word for witchcraft has 3 main meanings, the first being the practice of magic or sorcery worldwide, the second being beliefs associated with the Western witch hunts of the 14th to the 18th century, and the third being the modern movement called witch. Tanzania. President Kikwete condemned witch doctors for killing people with albino skin. There have been 25 murders since March 2007. If the owner of a business has an amulet, he will prosper. Witch doctors advise albinos to be murdered in order to make powerful amulets. The Catholic Church in Italy enforced moral discipline from the 16th to 18th century. The forum's creation helped allay the fears of the elderly that they would be next to be killed, the deputy chairperson said. Thwarting witchcraft, it was thought that it could be stopped in many ways. There were ways to use magic with protective or counter magic. There were witch marks, witch bottles, witch balls, and buried objects inside the walls of buildings. If the alleged witch was persuaded to stop the witching, it would be solved. People would try to stop the witch by punishing her. Italy had a lot of love trials in the 16th century. Women were more likely to be suspected of being witches. Prostitution was considered an expert in love and could make love-related spells. Most of the women accused of being witches were prostitutes. A courtesan was questioned about her use of magic because of her relationship with men of power. She was accused of being a witch because of her wealth and relationship with the men of power. She was at risk of being accused of witchcraft if she took part. Many women were looking for a partner. The trial records show a correlation between prostitution and magic. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, and share.